Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm joined with Miguda through audio. Miguda, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing all
Eh,
fine.
eh,
How about you?
Mimi niko salama. Sijui niulize weekend yako ilikuwa aje, kwa sababu jana sikupata nafasi kuingia, niliingia kidogo tu na nikachomoka. Weekend yako ilikuwa aje?
Weekend yangu naweza sema ilikuwa
Mm,
vyema sana, kwa sababu kwanza kabisa nilipata nafasi ya kwenda kanisani na kuabudu
mm,
Mola.
mm,
Alafu hapo siku ya Jumapili pia, kama kawaida, sisi wafuasi wa ligi ya Uingereza
mm,
tuliebuka washindi kama wale wafuasi wa Manchester United.
mm,
Tulipata mabao mawili kwa
mm,
wenzetu wa Crystal Palace, na vile
mm,
vile pia niwa kama wale marafiki zetu Arsenal na Chelsea pia walichapa moja kwa moja. Na so,
mm.
alafu pia naona kama niseme tu kwa jumla weekend imekuwa vyema, na pia Mola ametujalia tuko na afya nzuri sana.
Asante sana, umezungumzia jambo mzuri. Naona ndugu yetu Goodyear ako pale anakusalimia. Hebu msalimie, umwambie maisha yako.
Oh, wacha nimsalimie Gudi ya. Unajua, wakati wengine tunaanza kipindi hata bila kusema salamu zangu. Sasa kwanza ningependa kukaribisha. Oh, let me speak in English. You know, Gudi ya is good in English.
Eh,
Most of time when we started our conversation, sometimes I forget even to respond to the greetings. Okay,
mm,
first I'd like to greet our good friend Goodia and welcome Goodia to the show.
mm,
Also to feel welcome, and also I want to congratulate them because they also won against the team in the weekend, and I believe that the weekend was good on both sides. In fact, the Giants in the EPL, all of them were smiling this weekend, and that is a good one. So welcome to the show. Karibu sana.
Why do you say that they're smiling? But I saw Arsenal held draw with Chelsea, and Chelsea were 10 men down, and you know.
It is better to draw because
Mm,
at least you are going to have 1 point other than losing and getting 0 point. So I think that's
okay.
what I'm saying. All of them
Mm,
were smiling because Chelsea were 10 men down.
yeah.
Well, they were 10 men, but they won against Arsenal. Remember,
Mm,
Chelsea is also a strong team currently.
mm.
So drawing Chelsea is also not an easy task.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So, Miguda, unajua kabla tujaingia kwa mada ya leo, mimi nilikuwa nimekuambia mimi waga mtu ambaye amependa mziki sana, na huwa najaribu kufuatilia mziki. Sasa kuna mziki ambao iliimbwa Safari ya Kwenda Samburu by Les Wanyika. Na nadhani mwenye alikuwa mtu ambaye hapo katika Les Wanyika, nadhani ni John Wingereza ndiye ambaye aliimba Safari ya Kwenda Samburu. Ilikuwa inaanza rafiki yoyo gwaheri, yeah, safari ya kuenda Samburu. Hapo akasema kwamba umsalimie Dr. Maina, akapiga asante kwa mandugu na marafiki wa Mararali, akasifia sana msichana mwingine hapo alikuwa anaitwa Josephine Achoto. Na kweli Josephine Achoto ni kweli alikuwa msichana mrembo kabisa kule Maralali Samburu. Na kuna siku niliona akiojiwa katika kipindi na katika umri wake, na ukiangalia maumbile lake katika ile hali ya umri wake kwa wakati huu, kwa kweli inaashiria wakati alikuwa msichana bado mdogo, alikuwa ni mtu ambaye alikuwa anatikisa sana vichwa za vijana. Na mimi siku moja ndaanza kufanya labda tuseme nilikuwa nafanya labda tu mazungumzo, niangalie mziki ya kiasili ya Afrika, pali ambapo tulitoka na pali ambapo tupo na pali ambapo tunaenda. Kitu moja ambacho niligundua, ama kitu ambacho sasa nagundua, kwamba wale watu ambao walikuwa naimba zamani, hao watu hakuna teknolojia ambayo ilikuwa inaingizwa katika music yao. Unapata kwamba ukisikia sauti yake ile akiwa stejini bado tu ni ile ile, akiimba pale tu bado ni ile ile. So unapata kwamba ingawaje tumeleta teknolojia katika usanii sana sana katika uburudani, lakini unapata kwamba wale wa zamani hawakukuwa na teknolojia, lakini mashairi zao na utunzi zao zilikuwa za hali ya juu sana. Wewe sijui unasema vipi?
Hapo nakubaliana na wewe. Nilikuwa nadhani pia ungependa kuzungumzia yule aliyeimba Afro Kirinyaga Sagana juu hivi karibuni nimesikia hiyo nyimbo.
Mwana
Unanipata?
Afro.
Afro Kirinyaga Sagana, ni wewe nimekuchagua wewe,
Afro.
wapo kuna wengi wazuri Afro.
Nimekuchagua wewe.
So unajua nakubaliana na wewe ya kwamba ni ukweli au watu wetu wa zamani walikuwa watunzi bora, na vile hatukuwa na teknolojia, na unapata wakati walipokuwa wanaimba katika jukwaa aina tofauti na ukisikiza katika redio ama katika kanda zao. Sasa unapata hao watu walikuwa watu hatari sana, vile nimekuambia, hao watu walikuwa watu wanafanya kazi kwa bidii. Na unajua pia kuna vile ulimwengu hubadilika sasa hivi. Kuna mambo imekuja mingi na teknolojia, na pia watu wataka kufanya kazi kwa bidii. Sasa kama unajipatikana wewe ni miongoni wale unaofanya kazi kwa bidii, unapoteza maarufu, pia unapoteza wafuasi. But mimi ningependa kusema tu hivi, mimi hasa siku hizi kwa katika miezi miwili imepita, nimeshinda nikisikiza hizo nyimbo za kale sana, zimekuwa katika nimeshinda nikisikiza, na pia napata zilikuwa na tunasema message, na pia zilikuwa na theme ambaye kama wewe ni yule Mwafrika, ilikuwa kama kioo cha jamii. Inazungumzia mapenzi, inazungumzia familia, inazungumzia kiafya, inazungumzia maisha haswa mtu kutoka katika akiwa mtu mchanga mpaka kuwe kijana, mpaka kuwe mtu mzima, mpaka hata baada ya kifo, na zile mila zetu na desturi. Sasa zilikuwa zinaguzia hizo vitu, na pia kuna mziki ambazo zilikuwa zinatufundisha pahali unatokea. Kwa mfano, unapata yule mwanamuziki angetaja zile maeneo mbalimbali, kwa mfano unapata anahitaja Siaka Baba. Sasa unajua wewe kama Mjaluo, unajua kuna pale inaitwa Siaka Baba, unajua kuna Lake Victoria, unajua kuna Wajaluo wanaishi Kisumu, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu City, Nairobi, Mombasa City, na wasalimia wote New York America. So you understand. So unapata ya kwamba hao watu walikuwa wana connect na watu popote ulipo, katika kizazi kidogo hadi wale kizazi wale watu wazima. Sasa hao watu mpaka leo inashangaza, walikuwa watu hatari sana. Kumbuka hata hizi vitu tunatumia, hata hizi masheria, hata hizi vitu kama Biblia, hao watu walikuwa na ujuzi ya kuandika Biblia without any reference. Na mimi sasa nikitaka kuandika sermon lazima ni refer kwa Bible. So unapata hii akili yao jamaa ilikuwa akili nyingine hatari sana, ambayo sasa hizi kama kuna akili katika hii dunia unaweza tesa sana. Sasa mimi ningependa tu kukubaliana na wewe mia kwa mia kwamba mimi pale niko I admire how those people used to be very creative and how they used to create their music. I really admire.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. Let me take this opportunity to salimia Father Dan is here with us. Thank you so much. And Mapenzi Familia, I love you all. Thank you so much. We love you back. Judith also is here with us. Miguda, thank you so much again. There's so much that we want to talk about, especially when we look at what is happening in the political landscape and gauging our arguments or our point of view on what just concluded ago. And as you know, that the members of parliament, especially who won in the by-election, today they were officially sworn in the parliament, so they are members of parliament. They should start to bring those legislation that they feel is affecting their people. Also, they should start to fulfill those promises that they made during the by-election campaigns. That is Kasipul Kabondo. We had Boyd Were. When you come to Malava, we had Ndakwa. You come to Ambere North, we have Wamudende. I don't know whether, because it was said that the United Opposition will be going to court to challenge the results of by-election, especially in Malava and Mbere. We are still waiting for that announcement, whether it has taken place or they're still working on the evidence, Magarini, to that. So that's what we are looking at. And we're looking at it in the broader view, looking at the united opposition and looking at UDA and President William Ruto. And I was of this opinion, I might be wrong, that the united opposition, including Rigathi Gachagua, if they don't plan well, if they do not have a very good strategy, they are giving President William Ruto a win. And before we go to that, let me just read for you some of the news that um, are in the headlines, and so that we can know what we're talking about. Right now, we'll go to the first site. Um, hmm, Let me see what's happening here. So Miguda, you can weigh in your thought at Miguda, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, maybe it's nowadays YouTube is making funny streaming. Oh, not really. It's the StreamYard. So StreamYard has come up with two versions, and you have to, sometimes it picks two of them. It picks portrait and landscape. Um, uh, so that is what is happening. So just bear with us. I tell you, like, the StreamYard and all these platforms that act as interface, because they interface you with your social media platforms. If you're in YouTube, so you have to have that. Maybe for now we are using StreamYard. So the StreamYard, you will use the StreamYard as a studio, then it interface you to 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 the YouTube. So they are coming with uh, new system, so that's okay. Dan, I used to go and watch Kofi Ominde live until he was wanted man by the French. Yeah, yeah. Remember, he had a case, especially when you remember when he came to Kenya at the airport. He decided to kick one of the dancers, and what happened? Akakuja akapata kama Kenya hawezi fanya vitu zingine. Okay, today's new: 3 men arrested in brutal murder over 22-year-old Kenyan. When detectives in Kirinyaga East Sub-County arrested Collins Mushira Ngege, John Brian Kamodho Kamau, and Stephen Mushiri Karani after forensic evidence linked them to the case. Kathuri remains discovered on November 22nd in Ninga Ini village, showed severe burns, severe right up arm and breast, and head injuries. Police believe she was a gang raped, attacked, and left in a thicket. The suspect await arraignment as the incident underscores persistent violence against women in Kenya, with the detective calling for public tips. That is what is trending there. Another thing is Gachagua stated Sunday at Kariobangi North PCA Church that the Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka promised to yield 16 out of 17 parliamentary seats, most MCA position as possible top county roles in his Democratic Congress Party for 2027. Musyoka dismissed it Monday as a baseless propaganda, insisting no such deal exists and calling for unity in the opposition against President Ruto. The exchange underscores the tension in seat sharing, with Gachagua leveraging recent by-election wins while Musyoka vows to complete across Nairobi. That is what is happening. Then this is what Kalonzo said, I quote: "This should stop. They should stop this propaganda that Wiper has given up all the seats to DCP. They are trying everything to split Kalonzo against pit Kalonzo against Gachagua." That is what is there. Maybe the last one. Let me go to the last one and give you the update on the last one right now. Let me see what is happening. The last one is here. This is a breaking news. Trump invite President Ruto to high-profile meeting. Actually, this should be attended by around 3 presidents, and it's, I think, is issue to do with the the state of Congo, whereby they're going to sign that peace deal. I know President Kagame also was invited to be there, and another president. Hey, this is, I know all of you know Bahati mtoto wa mama. Unajua, for a long time we knew Bahati does not have uh, lost his mother at a very tender age. And remember, Bahati was coming all the way from Madari. So today there was a mother who came out in public and say that I'm your mother, I'm not dead, claiming that he's a mother of Bahati. And this is a Kenya woman has stepped forward claiming to be musician Bahati's biological mother, insisting that she is still alive, contrary to what people are saying. Um, yes, so contrary to the story Bahati has shared for years, the woman alleges that she was denied her child many years ago because she was poor. Her sudden appearance has now cast doubt on Bahati's long-held narrative that his mother passed away. As of now, Bahati has not issued any response to emotional yeah, hiyo iko hapo. Alafu ndio hii this juzi mlisikia hapa. This was yesterday. I'm ready to marry Charlene Ruto. I heard her father complaining of Kenyans above 25 years not marry. General Muhozi, uko Uganda. Yeah. There's something also we need to talk about here. Last night, this is like yesterday, this is Kasmuel Makoure. Last night, I had a conversation with Raila in my dreams, and he told me he is not happy with how Sifuna is leading ODM. He instructed me to start campaign to remove him as the SG of ODM, Kasmuel Makoure. Ameota. Miguda, when are you going to dream? Because you are an ODM member, when are you going to dream? Or you are not very close to Baba. The people who have dream are only those who are very close to Baba. So that is what is there for you, Mr. Miguda. What is your take on? Actually, let us start with Makoure. Is there something that we don't know about Makoure with issue of Sifuna? Because like Makoure has always been on Sifuna case for long, and if you look at the stay like experience in ODM, Sifuna has a lot of experience and has been a member for quite some time now, or long time, as compared to Kasmel Makoure, who just came to ODM after the Gen Z protest. That's when like he became like now a strong member of ODM, and now he's saying that Sifuna is not. Ababa has instructed him to see on how to remove Sifuna, but this is not the first time he's going after Sifuna. The other day he went after Sifuna, then he apologized when they were doing ODM at 20. Now is it again? What do you think is happening with Makoure and Sifuna?
But even me, people dream. Even me, I dreamt not now that Baba is dead. Me, I dreamt when Baba was alive. So which one is true? Because when Baba was alive, I also dreamt when I was having a conversation with Baba when he was alive. Not that now. So we can't say that Makure's dream is special or Badi's dream special. Even mine is special because me, I dream when he was alive. So I don't know. Me, Baba told me many things. So what Baba told me, I'll not disclose here, but so 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 you cannot prove someone's dream. So maybe they are lying or they're saying the truth. But as for me, I know what Baba told me when he was alive, not when he's dead. And Makoure, you know Makoure, I told you, is my guy. I know him at personal level. So I understand him better. I know what he can say, what he cannot say. Sometimes he's also lying. You know, we have been buddies. We know each other. So Makoure maybe just want attention as a young person. But even me, Baba sent me dreams when he was alive, but I never shared with anyone. So I think Makoure maybe was thinking that when Baba could be alive, he could be the SG for ODM. But now that Baba left without saying a word, so he's still chasing for that seat. He's still fighting Sifuna because this is not the first time. Even before he dreamt about Baba, Makoure on Sifuna's neck for a long time ago. By the time we were at Opoda Farm when went there to bury Baba. So, Ure was saying that he's going to be brutal, specifically to Sifuna. Then after that one, he was also on the podcast castigating Sifuna. Then when people were in Mombasa, it was now like he has apologized to Sifuna. Then he has seen that Sifuna is not living anytime soon. Today, Baba sent for him a dream. So that is very normal. That's one of the way to he's trying to struggle for that position, but it's very unfortunate. We are yet to live the reality that Stephen is not going to relinquish that position anytime soon. So Marco is also a young man trying to look for bearing. Let us support him. We will hope for the best that one day he will be somewhere, because today we are having one of the Jains in Parliament, Boyd Were. We are very glad at least one of the Jains are being represented. So if tomorrow Marco would make it, we'll just clap for him as we are waiting for our time. But let him not bring all those many stories.
Okay, thank you so much. And this is for that. I think Kasumel is fighting for recognition and acceptance. Tell at Wanga, yeah. And you know, the reason why I'm laughing. How many of you will dream? Because like, and which dream would we? Why is it that the people who are dreaming about Raila, they're just about the position. Nobody has told us how Raila has a dream speaking to Raila, and Raila has told him so many things, even about the 10-point agenda, that how the 10-point agenda should be implemented, or how maybe ODM should remain united. But it's all about position. The other time, Badi said that he dreamt that Baba told him that he's the person who is the best to take the community of Luo to be a leader of the Luo nation. Now Marco Uro also is coming about this. But as we know, Baba usually was a man of the people. Why is it that the only people who are dreaming about Baba are only people from the Luo land, Megoda, and you among them? Why hatujaona watu kutoka Western wakisema kwamba walikuwa ndoto wakaongea na Baba?
The dream depends. Like I've told you, me, I dreamt about Baba when Baba was alive, before he died.
Oh,
So it
okay.
depends on what we shared in that dream. And as for me, we never shared anything to the positions and whatever. Maybe the dream was about something else, which until it manifests, that when I'll confirm that actually the dream was valid. But as these people were dreaming about Baba when he's dead, now, people are saying that Baba talked to me. Because Baba can no longer speak, they're saying, okay, he has now sent for us dream, because dreams are valid. So when they're sending for, why are they sending dreams for positions? Let them, Baba sends for them dreams for people to go to street. But Baba was a street person. Let them, Baba send for them dreams so that we can start looking for the electoral justice. So those are the things that we can accept. But all in all, also dreams depend, because like I've told you, you cannot know, because it's me who dreamt. It's Kasmiloko who dreamt. Whatever. So you cannot know. Maybe someone is lying or saying the truth. You cannot know. But this is politics. I'm also understanding in politics, anything is your tool, including lies. You can lie to persuade your constituents. So maybe it's using that as a tool to seek attention, or maybe just want people to also remember, okay, there's a small boy here by the name Kasmuel, so that he can be given something small. So like I've told you, he's a young person. I cannot wish him all bad. I'm just praying for him that in that ODM, let people in that leadership structure look for something. Hata mkia ya umbwa, mkia ya ng'ombe, wampatie kidogo akule bwana. Kasumel has tried. So we just wish him that one day, he saw Boyd in parliament, maybe thought that he could go to parliament ahead of the Boyd. But now, many of us will go ahead of him. So, but we just we just wish him, let them give him something small, maybe even youth wing.
Kwa lugha ya mtaa, kama kwamba angushiwe nyama kidogo, aweke kwa mdomo, akitafuna sasa ataongea mingi.
Apatiwe nyama kidogo, atafune, anyamaze. Wanamwacha kijana kaona njaa mingi, sasa anaongea tu ovyo ovyo. Sasa wanafaa mpatie kitu kidogo, hata kamita hivi. Unajua baba alikuwa anampatia vitu vizuri. Baba alikuwa anampatia kamita 3, baba alikuwa anampatia gari, baba alikuwa anampatia vacations. Sasa unajua vile baba alienda, watu wakamdump. So I think wanafaa kuangalia, hata Wanga angalie kitu kidogo hapo kwa county, amweke kidogo, hata youth akule kule hapo akipiga kelele. Si mambo ya kuacha kijana kuna njaa mingi kuja na uongo.
Picking battles with the big boys.
Yeah, alafu the other thing also we said here, and Budi has just comment here. You know, when Kasmir was going there by that time, we warned him that Kasmir, there's a problem here because when you go there today, the time will come when these people will not be there. You will be alone. You'll come back to us. You will need us to support you. We will not support you because you betrayed us. But he never listens because sikio la kufa aliziki dawa. So we can just wish him for the best. And when young people will be in parliament, maybe 10 years from now, we hope to see him there. But hata kipata mkia ya ng'ombe, ashukuru tu.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. There's also a poll that was done by Mizani, and this was done in Nyeri. And the polls are very good, especially if politicians look at these polls. Rigathi Gachagua is leading by 25.5%. William Ruto is coming second with the 20.3%. Kalonzo Musyoka is coming with 15.3%. Matiang'i is coming with 8.1%. Dindi Nyoro coming with 7.2%. Martha Karua coming with 7.3%. Maraga 1.0%. And undecided are 19.5 voters. So that is what, from the look of things, from all this indication, when you look at this done with Mizani in the area of Rigathi Gachagua, in Nyeri especially, Gachagua is leading and Ruto is coming second with 20.5. It means if election was carried today, especially in Nyeri, Ruto could still get good votes in Nyeri, and this also points out at 2027. You know, and if the results or the opinions do not change, which sometimes usually change, you don't know politics how it change. Let me, Brother Benson, Kasumel Overe is right one day. Anyway, the first nomination being ODM is preserved for Kasumel Makaure. Okay, thank you so much. Danny at Benson, who funds Mizani? Actually, that is a good question. I don't know. Maybe if you can share with us and we can talk. Yeah. So, Miguda, maybe very quickly in brief, what do you make of the polls that were done in Nyeri, whereby President William Ruto is coming second to Rigathi Gachagua with a total of 20.5, which means Gachagua is only ahead of him by around 5% of votes, maybe at that poll that was done.
At that poll, I can just say in the poll which was done by Mizani, first, Gachagua has done well because, remember, this is the first time now he's fronting himself as the presidential candidate. And in his home turf, he has gotten 25% of the total vote cast, according to Mizani, in the opinion poll. But the incumbent is having 20%. So William Ruto is equally doing good in Nyeri, and Gachagua has done better compared to the current political situation in the country. I can also say Kalonzo is trying, as well as Matiang'i and Dindi Nyoro and Karua. But the question is, why did they decide to put the three Mount Kenya people in the opinion poll? Why? They could have just used one person, because
Actually,
so far...
I agree with you. Why put Ndini Nyoro? Ndini Nyoro has not declared that he want to run for president.
If they are putting Dindi Nyoro, who was not declared, they could have even put Babu Owino.
Yeah.
They could have even put other people, because that's the challenge we have been having with the Mizani sometimes, because Ndini Nyoro has not declared. We can give Martha Karua a benefit of doubt because she has declared. But why Ndini Nyoro? Kalonzo was also declared, Matiang'i has also declared, Maragas declared. I can just say it's a two-horse race. So if that's the case, if the united opposition, Kalonzo, Matiang'i, and Maraga and Karua can merge their percentage, they can still beat William Ruto in Nyeri County, or if it's a constituency. So William Ruto is still a horse in the race, even in Gachagua's home.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. There's also a news here that we have. Kakamega Senator Dr. Boni Alwale removed as the Senate Majority Chief Whip. Speaker Kingi announces Bungoma Senator David Waholi takes over. And I think Boni Alwale is going to be the first casualty in this after by-election. Because if you look at by-election, there are quite a number of interests that played part, especially the people who, members of parliament, who did not pay allegiance to their political parties that they're elected on, and they ended up taking different support from supporting different candidate. And we are seeing Boni Alwale is the first casualty by losing his official parliament seat, that is majority whip. Miguda, what do you make of this?
You understand that there must be a casualty because of the stand taken during by-elections. Boni Alwale gave them a run for their money in Kakamega, in Malava. Boni Alwale gave them a run for their money in Western region because Boni Alwale was not with the government. He was in opposition. And when it's making things difficult for the government must act. And one of the easiest way to act is to relinquish him from his positions and also bring on the one who can collaborate, since he has become a resistant into that movement. And Boni Alwale, maybe I can say history usually treats him unfairly, because whenever he has made a decision to focus and be with the people, in the next election, usually not get it right, because even when right now he want to be the governor for Kakamega, but as things stand right now, it doesn't stand a chance. So to me, I can just say maybe if he could have just played his card safe, but it doesn't matter. That's now his own personal decision. And when it means that these positions are not being given out on meritocracy, they're being given on loyalty. So once you pay allegiance to me, I'll reward you. But if you are contrary to my dreams and my thoughts for the nation, for visions, I can as well decide to pick something. But the Waholi, the Bungoma senator, is an ally to Wetangula. And Wetangula, they are in the broad-based government. Alwale has now demonstrated that he's going to work with the opposition. So they are seeing it's just a waste of time, giving him all those privileges, securities, giving him allowances, and he's not working with them. So if you are against us, we are against you. If you're not for us, we are against us. I think that's the rule they are applying here. And Alwale, maybe I just wish him all the best, because so far he has been trying. But also, as you try, you should also focus on the current dynamics of the politics, because age has also catch up with him. People right now are going for the young people. People prefer people like Cleo Malala. People prefer people like the new team. You saw even Dakwa is not that old. People prefer people like Fernande Baraza.
Yeah.
And you have been in politics for a quite long. And that's the challenge we had in Kasipul Kabon. Magong has been there for a long time.
Yeah, we are coming to that.
Wanga is now a newcomer. So it is not easy for Magwanga to outshine a newcomer. So if you have been there for a quite long time, if you have been there with Kibaki, or you are there with Moi, then Kibaki, Uhuru, now Ruto, it's quite challenging for people to accept you on the ground. People prefer new faces, new ideas, new people. That's why you saw it was very quite difficult for, even if today Alwale could have delivered that position seat. But what about him? Do you see him making it to Kakamega governor? Me, I don't see him becoming governor for Kakamega based on the current political situation in that region. Because if Cleo Malala want to be the governor, and we have the incumbent in the United position, who are they going to front? Do they go to front Cleo Malala or Halwale? Anyway, that's now left for another day. But all in all, I can just say, if he has lost his positions in the parliament and privileges because of standing with the people, that's a good move. And also, we just wish him the best, because sometimes you even sacrifice, you lose your seat, provided you are advocating for the right cause.
All right, thank you so much. And let's just finish this part and at least go to the other session about what we wanted to speak about, because like the biggest casualty, I think last week we talked about it, especially in this by-election. We have quite a number of members of parliament that I think are on the watch list, or those are being checkmate. So we have somebody like Bonnie Aluale, you've said, but like you have to look at during the campaign the role they played, even for that the role they played. That's why they were given those positions. As you said earlier, that these positions sometimes are not given because of meritocracy, but it is given because of loyalty. What did you bring on the table? Because remember, Aluale really campaigned for UDA in Western Kenya, especially where Orange Democratic Movement, especially in Kakamega, had a force, and he delivered some votes. So by him working hard and even going against all odds to support President William Ruto, and that's why he was rewarded this position of majority whip. But because of the political interest, maybe he's seeing that its interest is not being served. And what do you have to do? Is that to be taken away? This is something that they do understand. Why then, in the event that now he's removed, should he complain? Yet he knew very well that if I do this, this is what is going to happen.
I don't think he should complain because he
Mhm,
knew very well the outcome. You remember, even in that Kakamega alone,
mhm,
Alwal never delivered much because out of 12 constituencies, ODM swept 10.
mhm,
And right now, we have the DAP in Mumias East, and Malava, we have the UDA. So, all in all, still, Alwale only delivered his seat, the senatorial seat, to UDA because he was elected on the Senate. So, he delivered his own seat, then he was rewarded based on his own interests. So, as for me, I'm looking at it that in Kakamega, ODM did very well in that
mhm,
county alone, even compared to other part of the Luo counties. ODM did very well in Kakamega. And
mhm,
Alwal is coming from Kakamega, remember? And
mhm,
also in Bongoma, Wetangula delivered, not Alwale. If you go to Busia and Vihiga,
mhm,
ODM did very well. And in Trans Nzoia also, opposition by that Azimio did very well. So Alwale never did much to the UDA in my view. So when he was given those privileges,
mhm,
he decided to go against the loyalty of the party, and
mhm,
also he declined to pay allegiance to William Ruto.
mhm,
To me, I can just say he saw it coming and he
mhm,
knew it very well. So there's no need for complaint. This issue of people complaining,
mhm,
even if someone has been impeached correctly, in the case of a
mhm,
governor, or if
mhm,
someone has been kicked out of the party correctly,
mhm,
people do complain politically to get sympathy card so that they can go to the people with that sympathy card. That, as for me, I was removed because I stood with you people. And as
mhm,
a people, they will buy that sympathy card, then they
mhm,
will elect people. So Alwale might have been playing a card that if I can act as I oppose this regime in these by
yep,
elections,
mhm,
then they get away with all their privileges. I can go back
mhm,
to the people like me. I lost my position in the Senate. I lost my security and privileges because I stood with you people. So therefore, elect me to be your governor. I'll never betray you because even at that point, I never betrayed. Some people are crazy, like
like,
Alwali.
mhm,
Do you think that you want just to be elected because of sympathy
mhm,
from the onset? Were you
mhm.
having any good intent to serve the people? So you get the point.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
okay,
Some
I
people
get
just
it. Mhm,
thrive on the sympathy card, but
mhm,
they had no good intent. Like me, I can say today, if I want to be elected, maybe a member of Dagoretti South,
mhm,
member of parliament, I can
mhm,
decide that I've been kicked out in ODM. I go to DCP, they embrace me, they give me certificates, then Dagoretti South residents will vote for me that, okay, because you are kicking ODM, let us show them that in DCP, there's a space for people like Miguda. Miguda go to parliament with the DCP, we can give certificate. So you see, but in the real sense, do I know how to legislate? Do I have any intent to represent? Do I have
yeah,
any intent to oversight? No, I don't have any intent. But in all, that's what I'm trying to say here. Alwale should not use that sympathy card to go back to the Kakamega residents so that he can be granted the governorship. In the real sense, does he have any intent to transform that county?
mhm. But let's look at it this way, because the politicians always know for Boni Alwali to take that risk, maybe from his opinion poll that he has done within that area, or listening to opinion shapers in that ground, maybe he's saying this, that maybe the UDA is not popular, or the UDA might not make it in 2027. So he's preparing himself for the 2027, knowing very well that now the 2020, this parliament, he had already achieved what he wanted. He's a member of Senate. And could that one also play a part, looking at in 2027, the popularity and how Ruto is performing? Because like at some point, you usually criticize those decisions that are being made by the same government that is serving in.
I agree with you. I agree with you. A very good point you have brought in. That's according to what I was trying to explain. This is another thing. Somebody has not delivered, has not worked, but after he has done his own opinion poll and opinion shapers, he realized that this party is unpopular. Then he want to get a leeway on how
Yeah.
to defect. So he's using a by-election as a leeway to defect so that he can be in a position to
Mhm.
go and get us. That is also not wrong, because you don't work your way to power with those tactics that maybe because in the 2027 ODM will be unpopular. Now let me defect. If you are a good leader, irrespective of your party or irrespective of what you come from, people just elect you. So that one can also be true, what you are saying, that
Mhm.
maybe he has done his own research, but also maybe because you can be wrong. In your research, in your homework, you can also be wrong. To me, I can say if that could be the case, he is wrong because UDA has just won the Malava, and UDA was unpopular. Number two, ODM is currently having 10 members of parliament as we speak, including the
Mhm.
governor. And going to that election, the ODM members of parliament were supporting the UDA candidate in Malava. And
Mhm.
if you think that you are going to go against that force as individual, that united ODM and UDA, I think also he got it wrong in his homework, if that is the case. Because there is a difference between your homework, opinion poll, your thoughts, and reality on the ground.
Oh, yes,
The reality
yes.
on the ground is also there that will show you that on the ground, the reality is the people still embrace that UDA. They are the
Mhm.
people who still embrace ODM. ODM is not dead in totality, that now because Baba was buried at Kanka Jaramogi, now there will be no any ODM Kamega. That's a fallacy. So
Mm.
I can say maybe in some work it might be wrong.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. And we are headed to Homa Bay. Homa Bay also is another area that we are seeing the casualty. And the person who has suffered the casualty is the DG. Remember, right now, not even right now, for the longest time, this is something that we've always talked about, the relationship between Wanga and the deputy Oyugi Magwanga. They are not working in unison because maybe they have different political ideologies or political difference, where we find that Wanga and Oyugi Magwanga are not seeing eye to eye. And this is the same thing is happening in Siaya too, because we are seeing Oduol. I don't know when did you see Oduol participating or his name being mentioned in when it comes to management of the county. Remember when Oduol was in, they wanted to impeach Oduol, and at the Senate walimsaidia ama walimuokoa wakumuimpeach. Like from there Oduol akaenda akazama kabisa, hatusikia hata mambo yake. Na leo hii tunaona pia kwa Wanga pia Wanga alichukua jukumu ambapo alikuwa amempatia his deputy Magwanga. And to look at it, Wanga, because remember when Wanga was running for, when they wanted somebody to run for gubernatorial for Homa Bay, there are quite a number of strong personalities that wanted to run. This one include PS right now, Mbadi. Mbadi was very strong. This one included Kidero was very strong, Oyugi Magwanga himself, and others, and Wanga too. But what happened, there was a negotiating, or there was a democratic negotiation whereby all these members who were vying, they were called by the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga so that they can support one candidate. And by all indication, Wanga was the favorite of that particular meeting. So people like Kidero did not attend. Magwanga attended, but now they negotiated and they said that she's going to be the governor, you're going to be the deputy. And if you look at the influence of Magwanga then, or before even that, Magwanga had a very, very, very solid support, especially from his kingsmen. And that's what at least assisted Wanga to be to get the governor position. Right now, he's fighting this man. Maybe because now she's a governor, she has more powers. Two, maybe she's expanded her support base with being chair of ODM and also being governor of Homa Bay. Looking towards 2027 and looking at 2027, let's say, for instance, that they don't work with the Yugi Magwanga. Do you see Wanga kind of like pulling a win in Homa Bay?
No, Wanga will not pull away in Homa Bay. Wanga will get a second term because
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The people you have just mentioned them, if you want to be a governor or
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be a president,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot be a one-man show whereby you want to run the show by yourself that I want to be the president. Then you don't
Yep.
carry people along with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened to Wanga? When Wanga was campaigning, already he was proposed by the late Ongondo Were. Right now, it was proposed by Opondo Kaluma.
Yeah.
It was proposed by Ivo Barra. It was
Mm-hmm.
proposed by Dr. William Gogo. It
Mm-hmm.
was proposed by Millie Odhiambo. So it was proposed by Adipo Kwome. You find that all the Mabe MPs
Mm-hmm.
were working with Wanga. Already they have proposed him.
Yeah.
If you look at the MCs like the one from, they were called Ogindo Tipo, majority
Okay.
leader,
Mm-hmm.
was a friend to Wanga. But Mbadi was coming as a one-man show that I want to be governor. But there's no MP following him. But that time, Mbadi was the MP for Suba South. So because it was only by himself. Magwanga came by himself. Kidero came from Nairobi by himself. So in this thing we call politics and leadership, you need to carry people along with you. But even when Meguda is speaking, you must see people like Marco Bura beside him. You must see people like Brother Benson beside him. You must see people like Joseph beside. But you cannot come at like Meguda. Then there's no.
Okay. Let me see what as Miguda think as engaging his phone. Let me see what good yeah.
So I'm
Gladys Wanga
saying,
confuses
I'm
power,
saying,
loyalty, and caring. I mean, politics will always be around, but politicians go booted out ruthlessly. Watch the space. Okay, thank you so much. Let me see what Father Danny is saying. Then Miguda, you can come in. Danny, what Father Danny is saying? Wanga is losing 2027 unless someone else is subdued. Say more. Watalia.
let me conclude.
Yeah, conclude.
I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is true. Good, yeah, that's true. What I've told you. She was proposed by all those people I've just mentioned. So by the time they went to Raila Odinga, Raila was very confident. He told people like Mbada Makwai, who is proposing you? We're a lone ranger. So when you come with people besides you, it reflects that actually there are people who believes in you. But you can't come that you want to be a governor and you are a one-man show. Even if you are in Nairobi, you can't say I want to be a governor of Nairobi, but there's not even a single MP following you. How are you going to be the governor of Nairobi? You must even have some MPs, even 4, 6 of them supporting you. That's what sold Wanga. That's what make Wanga to be governor. This is why I was saying Wanga will get a second term. I'm also engaging the ground, and this is the same platform whereby I told our good friend Mato Makandes that Boy Debere is going to be declared, and he has been declared. Sometimes you put differences aside and also work with the reality in politics. You need to be realistic, even if you don't like somebody. Wanga has confused the people of Homa Bay, and they believe in her that if she can outsmart Magwanga, former Migori Governor Obado, even Kidero jointly, the three giants men were combined against Wanga. So she has outsmarted them in Kasipul Kabondo. Then they are saying there's no room for them to outsmart Wanga in the entire Homa Bay County. And remember right now, in that Homa Bay, the only person who was giving Wanga competition was Mbadi. Mbadi is no longer there. Mbadi is CS. And Kidero is not going to come back to Homa Bay politics. Kidero is now goes to national politics. So between Wanga and Magwanga, I don't think so. Because even in Kasipul Kabon, that is Magwanga constituency, Magwanga was unable to deliver to Otete. even if he delivered, but how many votes? Look at that. And right now, in that Kasibuka bond, you cannot be elected a governor of Mabei with one constituency. So in the reality part of it, even if someone does not like Wanga and his politics, to me, if you listen to these local radios, these locals radios of the Luo community, they are saying if Wanga was able to beat three men, who two of them have been governor. Kidero was the governor from Nairobi, Obado was the governor from Migori term. And so that they also say, okay, she's likely going to get her second term. So to me, I just want to also be fair to our viewers and also to the panelists. From where I am, Wanga is going to get his second term. The only person who cannot get his second term in the Luo politics is the governor for Migori, Ochira Yako. But for Homa Bay, that one, even Orengo cannot get his second term, but Wanga can get the second term. That one I can assure you. So what I was trying to say is that.
Okay, go ahead.
I was trying to say is that this issue of somebody want to compete for the gubernatorial or any or presidency, then you emerge by yourself that me, I want to be president. Then you don't have anyone proposing you or anyone following you. You are not going anywhere. And that's what's happening right now. Mbadi is saying he want to be president 2032. But look at Mbadi. No one is surrounding him. He's a lone ranger. You can't be a president or a governor when you are working alone. You must work with the people because you are going to hunt votes in different sub-counties. How are you going to convince the people of other sub-counties that you are eligible if their preferred MP elect does not support you? So that's advice to people who want to be governors or president. You must be seen with the people, visible. That's how politics works.
Okay, Miguda, there's a place whereby I think I'm having a point of departure with you, especially when it comes to Kasipul Kabondo. You know, when you look at especially the voters that are in the rural areas, especially the rural areas of Luo or the Lake region, uh, those voters they are very loyal to the party. And when you look at Kasipul Kabondo and the votes that even Otete pulled, that too was massive, bearing in mind that their group, especially in Roland, as I said earlier, that are loyal to the party. And this one, the loyalty to the party will even play part in the 2027 general election. Even if the turnout is going to be low, where the ODM will be told to vote, they will vote. And even if to say that they will be having an agreement 2027 that they are going to support President William Ruto, especially the votes from the rural areas will be higher as compared to the votes in the cosmopolitan area, especially to ODM. They will vote things like Baba left us in government, we are getting development, all that. And that one will play a part. Again, something when you look at Wanga, you know, when you look at the history of how Oyugi Magwanga, even during the times of Awiti, Oyugi Magwanga used to be a force to reckon with. And when Mbadi also wanted to become governor for Homa Bay, the reason even why they were, I think this is my own thinking. The reason why even Baba negotiated for this, remember by then Mbadi was the chair of the ODM. So which means he was the person in charge in the office. He would declare to give you a certificate or not to declare your certificate. And even in the nomination, I don't think with the proposal that Wanga had that he could have beaten Mbadi by then in the nomination. And Kidero also was coming in. And Magwanga also, remember the Magwanga come from the larger deciding block, especially in when it comes to Homa Bay voting. So which means Magwanga, Mbadi, and even Kidero had a upper hand, especially in the nomination of Homa Bay. If that one could have not been negotiated, I don't think in a fair competition in 2022 nomination of ODM, Wanga could have won. I doubt that. I doubt he could have not won. She could have not won. That is something that I doubt because that's why it was negotiated. Because if if negotiation was not there and in a free, fair field of nomination, I think even Mbadi would have won that. Miguda, yes. So look at this. Shaima Hussein, thank you so much. Shaima said that Wanga candidate was supported by Mama Ida. So there's so many things that contributed to our election. But now, to me right now, what I think the way she's even taking powers from Oyugi or playing with those political games with Oyugi is because she's the governor. First of all, now she has power, she has the resources. If you look at even the campaign of Kasipul, she really used a lot of resources, just to make sure that she stamp her authority. So, and going forward, she's ambassador of broad-based government. So this is something that also she's preaching so hard. And, the broad-based government knows how to oil your movements, especially if you are a choir master or if you are one of the uh, choir members, you will be oiled very nicely.
And let me tell you, Bro Benson,
Mhm.
if you are saying that the people, the rural people, they vote party,
Mhm.
and in Obey County,
Mhm.
from the look of things, Wanga is the one who's going to be given the ticket for the
She's the
ODM.
chair. She's the chair.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get that ticket.
So there's no way you can say she cannot get that ticket. That's
No,
that's that,
I'm,
that's a
I'm not.
reality.
I'm not saying that she's not going to get that ticket. I'm saying this in 2022, against all. By the way, in 2022, she was not the popular candidate. 2022, yeah, that's why it was negotiated. Because if she was popular, then they could have gone for nomination. Remember, it's only 2 counties that, even 3. I don't think like the Luo Nyanza County people went for nomination for the governorship, gubernatorial seats. Orengo was given direct, Wanga was given direct, Ochilo was given direct. I don't think they went for those nominations.
It
Yeah,
was it was direct.
it was direct, even in Nyong'o. But if you look at what happened in Migori, the numbers that John Pesa got, especially when competing with Ochila Yako, it was not a landslide win. It was thin margin. And when you look at Siaya, what happened in Siaya, remember Siaya, Orengo was not winning. Orengo was not winning in Siaya. Actually, when you look at Siaya, it took them long time even to bring in deputy governor. And the reason being, Orengo was not selling. And the ticket of Gumbo and Charles Owino, that was a winning ticket in Siaya. And what happened, like immediately after they saw that this is a winning ticket, remember, Owino had already resigned by then. President Uhuru Kenyatta had to call him back, given a position. And that one disoriented the campaign of Gumbo with the, and Gumbo had to bring a journalist from Siaya who nobody even knew that he was existing in the political field. And that one destabilized their campaign. And then Orengo had to bring in Oduol because Oduol had a support. Yeah. So that's how Orengo. So you find that all this, the people who their areas were negotiated, especially to salvage or to make it win, to compromise situation, are not doing well with their deputy governors. Look, Orengo with Orengo and Rasanga, not Rasanga, Wendo and Oduol, sorry, and look at Wanga and DG, Magwanga. Only places that we are not seeing all this is Kisumu, whereby Owili, but Owili and Anyang' Nyong'o came all the way from the first term, so they're okay. They know how they've worked. Look at Migori, Uchila Yako is trying very well. They're not having these squabbles that these two governors have. So I think in 2022, the candidacy of Wanga, especially in nomination, was not a winning ticket. That's why it was negotiated. But for this one, she's just is the chair. She's the person that is issuing those certificates. So nobody's going to take that certificate away from her.
So what I was trying to say, there are people who usually vote party. So
Yeah.
once she's given the certificate, people are going to embrace her in
Yeah.
the certificate. Even there's some people who voted for Boyd because of the certificate.
True.
The people just at the polling station, they vote for party. So that's why I believe that come general election, she's likely going to be elected because of the party.
Mm.
Because there's no one who's going to challenge her on that party nominations in ODM,
Okay.
in that
All right.
region, in that region.
Okay, thank you so much. And we also will be looking at what is going to happen to ODM side, because we have Sifuna here. Sifuna also is on the high alert. Most majority of ODM have been speaking about him because like he's not person that is happy with the broad-based government. He keep on criticizing broad-based government. I don't know what is going to happen with him. Is his position in the Senate. We have also Caleb Amisi, also a very one person that campaigned um, for Deep DAP Kenya, yet he's an ODM member. We also have Kibagendi campaign for the candidates in Nyamira who are not ODM member. We have also Jichopevu. Jichopevu also campaigned uh, for uh, for DCP candidate in Magarini. But remember, by then people vote for party because Baba, and now Baba out of the pick. It will be hard. It will not. And what this is what is going to happen, especially for the rural voters, especially in the lower areas where the party dominates. What they will do, the name of Raila Odinga will be part of the campaign in 2027, especially for majority of ODM members. The dreams that we were talking about, they would come. Baba today, Baba sent me a dream that I should be the area MP, and this is what he told me. What he told me will what Baba told me on the dream is going to be part of the campaign. Secondly, it's also going to be like all the flyers of the ODM members in 2027. And 99% of them, I tend to believe, will carry the portrait of Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, because that will be like a motivating factors to the people. Because what is there is this, you know, the majority, they loved Raila Odinga more than the party. Yeah, it's not about the party, because if it was about that people love the party, if you look at the journey that Raila took from working from all these political parties until ODM came here, he has been working with his people and leaving the party. So which means it's not about party. It is about an individual, the personality of Raila Odinga. That is what people loved. That was his fan base, you know. So what happens is right now, with him out of the pick, but still his presence lives. And that's why, like, you even saw, like, people keep on, these politicians, they keep on making trips to Kangoka Jaramogi, and they're taking those photos. We came to see. The main agenda is not that they are going to mourn with Mama Ida, or they are going, no, they are going to show the world how they love Baba, and that one tend to bring some blessings. It comes with a small package of blessing towards towards your election. So that is something that is going to be um, a major factor. Yeah, they rad Raila, not the party. So that's why they will keep on evoking the name of Raila. So, and this one will, for 2022, for 2027, I think Raila's name will still be having power in this election. Maybe come 2032 is when maybe it will not be very important. So we are looking at Amisi, Kibagendi, Jichopevu. What will happen to them? I know at some point they might lose their membership in this kind of the committees that they've been proposed by their party leaders. So that is something that we are watching. All right, thank you so much. And I think we've taken too much. Now, Miguda, we want to go to the main discussion of today, and even see our friends and viewers in the comment section. I'm saying is this way. This is what I'm saying, that the united opposition, that which include Kalonzo Musyoka and Rigathi Gachagua, might not win 2027 general election if they don't change strategies, if they don't change the way they want to campaign, if they don't mobilize their resources. Because one, if you look at the arrangement of that united opposition, it seems that Rigathi Gachagua is the main man. That is true. Is the force to reckon with, and that's why they say that okay, it's going to be the somebody who is going to bring more votes based on the region where he's coming from. That is what they're looking at. But have they go back and reflect on how the election was performed in by-election that happened in Mbere. One of the things that they should work on, Migod, I'll mention to you, then you can talk about mobilization, mobilization of resources. They have to make sure that they mobilize very good resources that will make them to campaign very well. If they don't mobilize that, they will be having a problem. Secondly, is communication and strategy. If you look at the if you look at by election that happened, there are quite a lot of challenges that we could point out that they made very late decision that has costed them. One, look at what happened in Malava. The DCP had a candidate, DAP had a candidate, Malala and Natembea were not seen eye to eye until the last minute that they buried their hatchet and they had to withdraw the candidate for DCP. DNA too withdrew their candidate quite very much late and throw their support again to United Opposition candidate. You know, so those are some of the things. Yeah. So let's start with the mobilization of resources. Miguda, do you think that the United Opposition has resources or they have enough muscle to mobilize for campaign? Because there will be merchandise, there will be um, logistics. Let's say that the logistics on how you move, sometimes it will require you have a chopper. What do you think, like, they have that mobilization, and how can they mobilize their resources rather than relying on one person to keep on hammering the president? Ale, we are still waiting for the good. So mobilization of their resources.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, I agree with you. Even me, when I was doing my review on the by-elections, I observed that the United Opposition need logistics because 27 elections are going to be damn expensive. And you can't rely that people love you, that we are pro-people agenda. People love us naturally. Therefore, people are going to vote for us. That's the challenge they had in Bere, because they knew that, okay, Kasongo must go. People are fed up with William Ruto. Now, no single person can vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Kindiki pulled a surprise. So we can just advise from where we are that they need to look for logistics because it's going to be damn expensive, and the current regime are ready to spend. They are very ready to spend for their second term because right now they have money. And then if you look at the elections coming, first, the United Opposition need to have one communication center whereby most of the leaders are being managed. Not that you are managing yourself. You wake up in the morning, you utter what you feel like uttering. No, there should be one communication center. What used to happen with the Azimio? When they were moving as a team. That whatever Matakara was saying was similar to what Raila was saying and Kalonzo. There's sometimes whereby there are some rallies whereby Kalonzo could keep off, even Matakara could keep off. You allow one person to go to those rallies and say, and that's the position that binds everybody. Because we can't, each and every time Gachagua says this, Kalonzo contradicts. Then Matiang'i on podcast, Eugene also contradict. Natembea has his own views. Claim attack Natembea. They are not organized. They are not organized. They should be disciplined first, organized, and be strategic and tactful, whereby they know very well that their aim is to, irrespective of what the formula, their aim is one term. And they should also be allowing one communication center that it's, if Gachagua speaks, that's the voice of opposition. So when Gachagua speaks, it binds everybody. Or if Matiang'i speaks, it binds everybody. And they should move with a lot of swift. When I heard Ruto was trying to advise them that he want to be fair, that they should look for agenda. Although it looked like a bullying them or want to make them to fall in this game, all these traps.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some reality in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are not, as the UDA people,
Mm-hmm.
already they have their candidate. They're defending, Ruto is going to defend his seat. And with Kithure Kindiki as the deputy. They have few people to put into the play.
Mm-hmm.
But as people, already right now, they're saying if you say your candidate today,
Yeah.
Kasongo will buy that candidate, Kasongo will frustrate that candidate. But let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
they knew each and every election that Raila was going to buy. They used to frustrate him, buy people surrounding him. That's when we can prove that you are a man. Why do
Yes.
you want to hide until 2027? Then you come out, then you want to face Kasongo. No. If you must face Kasongo, we must see you right now. You must be ready for those fake charges. You must be ready for those tear gas. You must be ready for those. That's when you become strong. That's how you can be created as a leader. But
Yeah.
which leader? You are a leader and you want to hide until
Yeah.
last minute. Now you come. Oh, I want. How will you remove that person? Is
Mm.
this the right time to face him? Because this is William Ruto, and I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
supported by the people and opposition. I'm ready for anything. If you want to arrest me, arrest me. If you must kill me, kill me. If
Mm.
you must, if you must blackmail me. The purpose is I'm taking you home. So until we get that courageous person, because if you are saying that you are afraid of Ruto, you know him, you are waiting until 2027, then you go. So it means you are not ready to face him. You are afraid.
Yeah.
Maybe just want to negotiate post-election that once he's elected, you go with your people, you negotiate, or you can sit with your numbers in parliament. Let us be realistic. If they are serious, they want to take William to home. Let them be organized the way you have said that. And it's very good to be strategic and also tactful. You say that this is our candidate. If it's Matiang'i, yeah, Matiang'i, face him. So Ruto can get someone who is engaged. Right now, Ruto is having a field day. He has no one to engage. That's why
Mm.
he's combining some of them and say, Hata King Awana, bullying them.
Yeah.
Front
Okay.
someone so that they can engage on issue base or whether whatever they want to do, they will do. So from the look of things, I can just say, to me, I'm somewhat disappointed with the formation of the United Opposition
All right.
because there's no
Mm-hmm.
one unison from them.
Mm-hmm.
There is no tactful game being played here. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like there are people who are selfish within. There are people who are selfish with that formation. There
Yeah.
are people who are proposing more things for themselves. There is no consensus. So until they have that consensus, that's when we will trust them. If they can't have consensus amongst themselves,
Mm-hmm.
how will they have a consensus for the entire Kenyan people?
Okay, thank you so much. And Gibson, can you, Goodyear, can you, because I think you're the only person that is on the, you're not on the landscape. You're on the, you're on the, you're on the portrait. Yeah, the one that is like a phone. But if you go landscape, if you go to the YouTube on this, I think like you will be able. But now, Miguda, there's also something that I really agree with you, especially when it comes to this early declaring of the candidate, or not early declaring. They have to uh, have like a communication center whereby they say that okay, those who we think will run for candidate is among these three, you know, and that is something that is going to help united opposition so that they would know when to plan and look at what are the weaknesses. And this is where the catch 22 will get them. One, the communication. Remember, as we speak, there was the day that they announced, was it was Mohisa Kitui, if I'm not wrong, as the communication in the secretariat, you know, and the appointment of Mukisa Kitui by the United Opposition to be part of the secretariat of their secretariat was something that people, especially majority of people, say that that is a very good move based on the rich experience that Mohisa Kitui was coming with in that organization. But we've not seen um, the impact of Mukisa Kitui. We've not seen him communicating. You know, we've seen Matiang'i communicating his own way, Rigiji communicating, Kalonzo, Martha Karua. You know, like right now, if they were united opposition were united the way they were saying, especially when it comes to communication, Remember, they were saying that they want to file a petition concerning the outcome of by-election in Mbere and maybe Malava. Who were the people who spoke? Kalonzo spoke, Njiru, the advocate, also spoke, but did we get any information from their secretariat? So which means as we speak right now, their secretariat is not functioning. That is one. So communication, major key in them, and that one is going to cost them. Another thing, we've talked about mobilization. How are they going to mobilize? Because let me tell you, the stakes are high. The way where the politics has gone right now, especially the Kenyan politics, I don't think is changing anytime soon. You will see more bread and sukuma wiki given to women to sing. Whether we ukipiga kelele, piga tu kelele, lakini watazidi kupatiwa na watapiga kura kwa yule ambaye amewapatia. Yeah. So how are you going to encounter that? I'm not saying that you should give them, but come up with a strategy of encountering what they are saying. And this one, result mobilization and messaging. That is two. Another thing also they have to think about is the issue of zoning. Which area should we zone and which area should we not zone? Because, and this one brings me to a point whereby Rigathi was saying that they've agreed with Kalonzo Musyoka that the Nairobi positions will be going to DCP. Do you think that one is going to sit well with the majority of the people in the DCP? What do you want to say about people like Eugene Wamalwa, who also feel they need to field candidate in Nairobi? What do you have to say to Kalonzo Musyoka? Or other, the Jubilee also is here. Do you think like Jubilee will agree to that arrangement? So by them having those conditionality is making them even weaker, and that one give Ruto a win. And that's why Ruto is smiling, is telling them, Hauna agenda. Another thing that also you have to observe, today William Ruto was having Jukwaa la Usalama, and he was having chiefs, and he was talking about the issue of Singapore. And something that you don't know, President William Ruto is one politician who is very blessed, especially when it comes to narratives. And I'm telling you, the narrative for 2027 is about Singapore, and is not going to be something of the past. Let me read Bibe a question. Is this thing of guiding votes, how do we guide our votes? You cannot, because they did it in Mbere. The other time, I'm not very sure. They only pulled up only one voting station where they say that the CS, I don't know how true was it, the CS went and overtook that. And that is where the win was. So how can you guard it?
Brother Benson.
Mm-hmm.
First, the issue of we have to agree that there's a problem with the United Opposition, and they are disorganized. That's why the president is not even taking any more laps. If he could be competing against other people, and the secretariat is very weak, dysfunctional, because everyone can't have his say. We must get one command center whereby communications come from. After they have sat down, they have discussed, then they deliver all the discussion to the secretariat, then we get information. But Kalonzo can't contradict what Gachagua said. So there's a problem. They need to sort it out. The issue of today, when you say about William Ruto is the super for narratives, I can just say, yes, he knows that Kenyans are forgotten, and they want to push for the first world countries. That's why he want to take Kenyans, and he will move with that narrative for people. The issue of IBC about guarding the votes, that's what I want to talk about it. I almost forget. Guarding the vote. The guarding of a vote is not by a pistol or by a gun or by goons or by stones, that now you walk to a polling station, then you guard your vote that no one can steal. No. Guarding the vote here is if you have a functional system, because IBC understand very well what's happening in that system. And IBC can guard for you that vote. And that's why you people like William Ruto, who are always ahead of the game in terms of electoral malpractice, they compromise IBC. Then they ensure that their votes, if in cases where they are winning, their votes are guarded. But if they are losing, they can be added some votes. So if we can have a neutral, impartial, non-partisan electoral officials, then the votes will guard themselves. You don't need to walk there that we are going to guard our votes. No, you can't do it. Even if you are there with all the goons and you are counting, still they will compromise you at the transmission. They know how to do it. So unless we have that seamless system whereby you vote, you walk out, then the system take care of itself. That's we can get it right. But as for now, things are not good. There is a problem here, and this problem should be resolved. That we have a seamless system whereby you don't need to go there. Look at even this world. Do you see people going to guard their votes at polling station, waiting for? No, you know, it's the system that guard your vote, not individual.
Yeah. Let me continue. Let me. All right. Thank you. But Miguda, and you know, this idea. Then how will we do it? Um, it's something that is not quite much. re- the reality is not there, because if you look at how even back in the days, um, it used to happen that this issue of guarding the vote sometimes, yeah, and I don't see how can Kenyans do that. They guard their votes because, like, the law. Miguda, you can assist me here, because the law provide the IBC, actually they are the people who should make sure that your votes are guarded. And how do they do that? They make sure that um, they provide materials, and even the services that offering should be secure. This is something that you've raised here. There was a scenario where agent signed 494 votes, but the tallying center, the form read 4 votes only. Raised alarm, but thrown out. That is the system. Our system works. The people who knows about that. Remember what happened even during the last year general election, whereby there was a place that Raila got 10,000. Was it in Kiambu? And somebody was it a journalist who pointed out that mistake until it was corrected? You know, and the people are not seeing that. So um, I still don't know on how, but I think it also depends on the people that they are participating in election. Those who are competing, they should make sure that they don't do this mischief in the election, you know, so that if we vote, we just vote, we know that we are voting. But I think it also boils down to the trust that we have on IEBC, the trust. You know, I don't think as a country that the majority of Kenyans population, they've never trusted IEBC. And that's where the problem is. And what makes you not to trust IBC is how they conduct their issues, or how do they work? Like me good.
You know,
This transfer.
Brother Benson, what I'm trying to say,
Mhm.
it is not you guarding your vote, even as a participant in that election or electorate. Because if that could be the case, you could be seeing people like Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, and their teams guarding their votes at the polling station. But once they have cast their votes, they go back home, then IBC will declare them. It is the system, it's the IBC that if it is functional, will guard Kenya's vote. Once that system is not functional, anyone can compromise it. And even if you don't come to guard your vote, you will just be declared because already you have your people. Let me tell you, when Ruto was smiling and he knew very well Chebukati was going to declare him, why could Ruto go to guard his vote if you know his vote was going to be stolen? This issue of people narrative that you never guard your vote, you never no. Once you cast your ballot and the system is seamless, I don't think someone can compromise the outcome.
In the event that united opposition can mobilize the funds and maybe have the best communication team, the secretariat that communicates what they want, so they speak in one voice, and even if they're doing their zoning, they do it in a very intelligent way and ask people to come out and vote massively, can that one propel them to guard their vote by voting in massively? Hola, Mr. Miguda. All right. Okay. Let me see. Uh, let me read here. Basi Kenyans hapa tutatangwa tunatwangwa maji kwa kinu. We will change nothing. I think like the best way, if you're very keen enough, something also we've observed, especially during this by-election, the majority of the people who were voting were not youths. The people that were on the queue were elderly, or the people in above the youths. And what this one requires is that if all youths and the Gen Z could come out and register a large number, they can decide on this election who goes with what and who does what. Because the Gen Z have a very good population. Their population is quite much high. And if you look at the registration based on what the IBC was telling us, that only 90 people registered, and if you take like 90 people, how many counties do we have? If you divide that, the 90,000 people, if you divide it by 47 counties, it tell you that that is almost around 2,000 votes per county. I don't know whether that one calculation makes sense. Or if you just do on a rough estimate. Yes, Miguda.
So that's what I was trying to say. Because if I told that people could be
Miguda?
guarding their vote, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Well, maybe Miguda is having issues. I'm seeing our time is almost expiring, but I can wait for Miguda to come. So, and another thing that I want to talk about
Hello? Hello?
opposition.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was saying that I'm also running out of time where I am. There is a technical issue, so I might leave anytime from
Okay.
now. So
All right.
you'll bear with me.
Okay.
I'm saying if the system guards the votes, not the person. This narrative you are being sold to that you never got your vote. That's why you won. And if you look at these candidates in all elections who are very confident and they're saying they're going to win, they know that if you have the system, you are going to be declared a winner. And some people know how to win elections. By the way, let me tell you, some people know how to win this election. They are not voted in by electors, but they know how to compromise that system until they are declared winner. So I think that's what the problem is: the system, not the people.
And I would go with your suggestion. We just elect good MP so that Kasongo rigged himself. They will impeach him in parliament. And that is something that I've always pointed out. Like right now, when you look at the Kenyans on where we usually put our bid is in presidential ticket. That's where our political bid is usually like. We always look at who is going to become president. That is, but I think if we can decide, and I tell you, especially with the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, that impeachment alone they changed so many political scenarios in Kenya. One, if by any chance the united opposition can garner so much votes to the parliament in the Senate, then the president will have very difficult time, especially if the opposition are the majority. Reason being is that there are some bills that will be passed in parliament that will not go through. If you try to do something and they say that you've stolen, they can impeach you because they only need, like, they only bring 10 petition against you that you are accused of these 10 items. They just only want to confirm one and you stand impeached. Or me good, what that one is also a very good um, theory. You elect senators and MPs who are who knows what they are doing, who cannot be bought, then they put executive on check.
That's a very good suggestion.
Yeah.
Whereby you can elect good MPs and good senators so that they can impeach the person who have rigged himself. But
Yeah.
also you find that there are some people who are not normal. They are abnormal. After they are being elected, they are being compromised. Then they start to be in the choir. They start to be in praise and worship. They start to sing to the tune. You don't need to be praise and worship because that is your future and the future generation. Why do you sell your country because of? And you know they have been given, I think, 200,000 or 300,000, not that much money, so that they can cross to the other side of the floor. So it is good because part of checks and balances, the parliament can actually check the president by impeaching him. And also, we had even a very good chance, even right now, if you can just agree, you can even, we can even impeach him. And but you know what's happening in that house is a praise and worship house. But as a people, we need to look for better leaders. And we solve this issue of tribalism, tuweke kando, to solve these issues of mtu wetu, and then we can have a better Kenya for all of us. When we have a better Kenya, it's for all of us. But if you don't have a better Kenya, it's for all of us. So let us just sacrifice one day. We stop this thing called tribalism. Then to elect a better person, we make Kenya better for everybody.
All right.
I think that's how we can work. And also we should encourage this civic education to the older people in the villages, that they can know that it is good to have a better country for all of us. But
Okay.
the issue of rigging elections is a true issue. And let no one lie to you. Even the previous election, let no one lie to you.
And
That
we're good. Sorry, before you finish, we have voter bribery, intimidation. Like now we have goonism that we have seen in election, whereby goons comes in into any election that is happening. Those are forms of rigging election because you do not give the people priority to exercise their voting rights.
so if someone lost to someone with almost 3 million, then the person who lost is being declared the president. So you can see where we are. Someone lost with 3 million, someone was having 3 million ahead of you. Then all of a sudden, you are being declared with 200,000 ahead of someone who won against you. So you see, we have a problem. I think the system, I'm still advocating for that system. That system will be relooked for it to be free, transparent. But let us not tell for public that they never got their votes. And even them who have been declared never got their votes. So what are you telling us about getting the votes? We know the IBC, that's that there is a problem in that system. They're being compromised. They know how to play with it. Then someone will keep for you in the portal, playing around, portal at the IBC portal, then Kamago in. You see, so those tricks are there. I don't know why people are stealing elections in Africa. I don't know why people in Africa more so they are still this issue of stealing elections.
The main reason, Migoda, the main reason is this. If I can just speak for my country, Kenya, the easiest way to get richer in Kenya is to be a politician. That is the easiest way. That is the easiest way to get rich quick, because like you can even say it how it is. Look at we can elect 200 good MPs and 40 good senators. That's enough. Yes, the legislation will be, you will see the bills that are being passed, even the budget that will be passed in the floor of the house, then will be a good one. Because time is running out, but let's go back to the narrative of Singapore. And I heard president was talking of how he invited the Malaysian prime minister was here. He talked about Singapore. He went to Japan, how many times? What if we don't change? How can that one happen? Because the president is talking only about one sector. He's talking about the housing, affordable housing. But even in this affordable housing, we are not talking about corruption. Yeah, we are not talking about corruption. We are not talking about even um, whereby the rule of law is not being followed. As you look at it, the way he was talking to the chiefs, in other words, you're telling chiefs they should campaign for government. Yeah. Yeah. So that is something that is there. I will continue to talk about these issues, and for now, let me just wind up and say good thank you to everyone who joined us. That is Shaima Hussein. Thank you so much. You've always supported us. We really, really, really appreciate, and we thank you so much. Father Dan, also thank you so much. Ulisema unarudi lakini utakuja kupata kwamba tumefunga. Asante sana kwa kutu support. Good year also, thank you so much. Laban Misiani, thank you so much. And those who were watching us but did not comment, we want to say big thank you to you for supporting this channel. You've made us moved from zero to somewhere, and I hope in the near future we will be at a good position. And also, don't forget to correct us where you feel we are not doing good, because that is how we grow. We are not very perfect in our podcast. Maybe there are areas that we need to pull up the socks. There are areas that we've done well. So don't forget to correct us, and even don't correct to put your input where you feel we should do it right. With those few remarks, thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you tomorrow. Makubura might be coming in with a second session if he finds time. If not, I'll be here tomorrow again, same time, same place. Thank you so much. May God bless you all.